So we're out here going for a walk right now. They gave us an hour break, so I need to be back at my desk by 1:30, which gives us like at least 45 minutes right now to go for a walk. Kind of been a while since I went for a walk. I messed up my knee in the gym last week. So tell me why I'm running. And I started doing this program called Couch to 5K. And essentially it's like a development program to get you from the couch to being able to run a 5K. Now, I don't necessarily have any plans on running a 5K anytime soon, but I really just wanted to use that program to get back in the groove of, running more. So for the first week, you walk for 1.5 minutes and then you run for a minute. And then the second week is like you run for 2 minutes and you walk for a minute. And then the next week is like 3 minutes and then you walk for 1 minute. So you progressively start to run a little bit more with that program. And I'm getting to like mile 2. Tell me why I just feel like a crumple sound in my knee. I don't know what type of sound that was, but yeah, I ended up messing up my knee. But back to the class. The class is actually going pretty good. If I haven't mentioned it already, I'm doing a ABR course, or ABR Designation, which stands for Accredited Buyer Representative. Just basically just being able to represent my clients a lot better, especially since most of my business is buyers. Honestly, with the course, I found a lot of items that I kind of already knew already. Now there's some like small details. I think that's the great thing about like taking courses, is that of course there's some things that you should already know, especially once you've been in the business for a long time. But then there's also some things that are good refreshers and good things that, oh, I did not know that. Like, you always learn something new, no matter the situation. And it might be, like the topic itself may not be new, but how it was phrased to you may be different, and how you understand it is different. And that plays a part in how you communicate it to your clients as well too. Like, for example, big ass dog over there. For example, like sub-agency. I didn't know much about sub-agency, not gonna lie. But hey, I learned today. But going back to the ABR designation course that I've been taking, a lot of what's been talked about has been just the basic items of being a real estate agent. I don't know. I feel like if you've done enough transactions, a lot of these things should be already normal to you. You learn like trial by fire. Like, if you don't ask the right questions, you'll get your question later on, and you might have spent hundreds of hours with that client already. So that was probably more of what the first half was asking the right questions to your clients, so that everything is solved and there's no issues, because a lot of it comes down to being able to communicate to other people. So like, number one, communicating your value. How do you communicate your value to your clients, especially in a time now where you have to have your buyer agency agreement signed? How do you communicate that? How do you communicate if a buyer can't afford a house that they really like? How do you communicate that? How do you communicate agency and getting the agreement signed? How do you communicate the process? How's the home buying process? What is the home buying process like? Can you explain that in a manner that is digestible to somebody who's walking into this for the first time? A lot of times in my buyer consultation calls, I ask a lot of questions about like where they're at right now and what they're looking for. What are their goals when it comes to this? How soon are they looking to make these things happen? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just part of the business. Like, in order for me to help you, I need to know your frame of mind, your perspective, where you're coming from, what you're looking for, what's your goal. All these different things play a part into your home. Should be asking questions. I would hope so. Now, honestly, with this ABR designation, I don't really know if it's gonna benefit me a whole bunch, only because I've worked with so many buyers. I kind of understand everything, but I'm also the type of person that you're always gonna learn something new, no matter where you're at. Now, do I think this ABR designation is worth it? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those like designations where, I don't know, I feel like a lot of general buyers, especially first-time home buyers, won't really know exactly what it is until I've communicated exactly what that is, and that's when it probably set me apart. So if anything, I'd probably incorporate this ABR designation and the benefits and why you want an agent who's an ABR designated person in my marketing material, like my email campaigns, my drip campaigns that I send to my clients who are maybe not ready yet to buy a home. I think that's definitely going to set me apart from other people. So it really just comes down to being educated about it. I want to say that's number one. Number two, I also think about it from the perspective of, even though I may know information, how it's communicated to me may be different. And that unlocks maybe another level of understanding. Is, oh yeah, I haven't heard of it said this way. That could play a part into, my level of understanding on the topic. And I'm able to better articulate, hey, this is one way to see it, here's another way to see it, here's another way to see it. That's because I've heard it repeated so many times, I've heard it explained so many different times. So yeah, I'm that type of person as well too. So I'm always somebody who's not afraid to listen to something twice, watch something twice, whatever the case may be, just because how I understood it before might be different now. Does that make sense? But yeah, so we have about 20 more minutes. I'm probably gonna finish a lap around my neighborhood, and then by that time it should be 20 minutes, and then I'll start heading back home and do the second part. But of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I know it's been a minute since I've been posting, but I think I'm just gonna take y'all along with my journey with whatever I do. So since I'm getting my ABR designation, I thought I'd share it. I'm also working on getting my broker's license as well too, to help take on the family business. So it's one of those things where my dad wants me to do it ASAP and get it done so I can start taking on more responsibility. I'm already at a point now where I kind of, I'm the one responsible for training the agents. I come up with the topics. I try and think of, hey, if I'm a new agent today or an experienced agent, what are some things that, I can share to my other peers that would help them with their business? Because that's how I see it. Not only am I helping my clients buy houses, but I'm also helping agents become successful agents, and that's what a broker does. I forgot to tell y'all. So tell me why I get a call from my client while I'm in class. And I had sent her a message earlier that morning about the inspection report, that not to forget to pay for it so we can send it over to the builder so they can start working on their items. And so she called me, let me know that she made the payment. But then not only that, she's like, I'm so frustrated right now, I think I'm gonna back out of the deal. I'm like, can I back out of the deal? I'm like, wait, what happened? This is the first time I'm ever hearing anything. And so what happened with her is that she ended up using money from her business account to help fund the account that she plans on using to buy the house. And now the lender's asking a whole lot of questions. But she's like, this is not even like a major business or anything like that. Like, this is something that she just does, small on the side. But because she has an LLC, she has to show tax returns. So now she's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Like, they're asking for way too much. And so now she's a little bit frustrated. So I told her to send me everything they're asking for. And so the salesperson just called me asking, hey, just kind of updating me as well too, so that we can see what's going on. So I'm probably gonna text her right now and remind her to send me the information or the items that they're requesting, and then go from there. But yeah, welcome to real estate. All right, so right now ice on my knee. So a lot of what we're talking about recently is buyer expectations and setting buyer expectations in the beginning. Because a lot of times, whenever you're showing properties to buyers, it's a lot harder to try and reel them back in, especially if expectations hasn't been communicated clearly in the beginning. So, like for example, let's say you have a buyer who has not been approved yet. This happens a lot. Saying, hey, I don't want to go get pre-approved because it's going to hit my credit. I don't want to hit my credit right now because I've been working so hard for it. Can I go look at houses? And it's like, no, you have to go and get pre-approved so I know how much house you can actually afford. It's a lot harder to try and reel somebody back in from 600,000 all the way down to 300,000, especially in this Dallas market here. It's two totally different houses, and so trying to reel people back into that price range is very tough to do. And a lot of times you may lose clients due to that. So a lot of times it just comes with knowing the market, number one, knowing how much a monthly payment is going to cost, number two, and communicating things up front. The next thing you also want to communicate too is where the market's at right now. For example, let's say I was working with a buyer right now and they were looking at buying a home in Dallas, Texas right now. I could tell them that, hey, yeah, we have actually a lot of time. We could probably even negotiate a little bit more because things are a little bit slow. We always bring it back to summer 2021 when the market was going crazy. It was right after COVID, interests were low. Everybody was relocating right after COVID. The market here in Dallas was crazy. So even before going out to show them homes, I'd educate them on the market, letting them know that, hey, we can't go over here thinking that we can bid 20,000 under asking and think we're going to get this house. More than likely, we're going to be competing against multiple people. Back then, I used to say, yeah, be prepared to compete against 5, 6 other people on every house that we looked at or that we look at, just to kind of prepare their mind for what the market looks like today. So that's stuff that I already do now. Now that we're in a buyer's market, I don't really have to do that because they have pretty much all the time in the world. Like for example, I had a client who was looking to buy in that 2021 time frame, and they ended up holding up their search, not holding up the search, but holding off the search, and decided to stay in Florida for a little bit and then relocated to Dallas. They rented in Dallas for maybe another year, and then they decided to purchase a home, and they closed on their home July of this year. And they can tell night and day between the market. And the main difference that they noticed between both markets was 2021, I didn't have any time to go and see if I really like this house or not. It's really whatever I can get my hands on. And it wasn't a really nice house compared to what they have now. Compared to last year when we first started looking, they had all the time in the world. They can actually sit down and compare, contrast, evaluate. Do we really like this house? Do we really like this neighborhood? Is this where things are trending? Is this a good area to invest in? Like they could sit down and ask all those questions and not feel pressured compared to the 2021 market where we see a house, we're like, all right, let's go now. Like, let's leave the house, go look at it, put an offer. I already have, like, back at that 2021 time, I had offers drawn up, and it was just a matter of, hey, do you like the house? All right, if you like the house, do you want to do asking price or you want to do above asking price? All right, above. All right, I'll probably put like 3-day, 4-day inspection period. I'll probably do appraisal contingency up to a certain value. Like that's how the market was. We didn't have time to sit down and like, try and strategize what type of home we wanted. So that was just the market that we're in at that time. So this training, at least the training that we just got through, was really just about managing buyer expectations, communicating to them up front, letting them know, hey, this is everything that it is now, rather than when it's time to put an offer, because now they're like, oh, well, I wish I had known that before. Like now they, can come back to you and be like, hey, you should have told me this before, this, and that. So yeah, that's just how the market is.
Putting a listing in the MLS is an offer of cooperation.
So yesterday we scheduled a showing and I asked about the compensation and she said it's just based on...
There's a section there that will say the seller does or doesn't.
Just remember, the end of the day, it's your broker who decides what it is you can and can't do within.
I'm training agents now under my brokerage that there's certain things they fear and they shouldn't. And this changing these forms, our forms just change all the time. You just got to explain it.
All right, so we just wrapped up day one of the ABR Designation course. The later half of it was really talking about commissions, compensation. There's a lot of questions around that. But nice blend of topics. Gave us some resources to go and look at and like study overnight just to review and have that information. One of the benefits I also noticed with the ABR is the access to information that you have to educate your buyers. A lot of times when working with buyers, a lot of times it comes down to your communication, how you convey information to your clients to make things a lot easier for you. So I think the real benefit of the ABR, because I know before I said, I don't really see a benefit for it. The benefit that I've seen so far is the resources and materials that you're going to have after you've joined. So I've kind of already looked through like the booklet that they gave us, and there's a lot of valuable information that I plan on implementing into my drip campaign and my emails. So I'm curious to see what else they're going to have in the ABR website whenever I get access. But that's pretty much the video for today. This is day one. I'm probably going to vlog or record day two tomorrow. So yeah, if y'all have any questions or comments down in the video, or any comments, whatever, y'all know what I'm trying to say. If you have any comments or anything like that, put them down in the comments down below. I'm not making sense right now. My brain is finished. But yeah, I need to go make some calls. I have some clients that have been trying to call me while I was in class. So I'm going to return their phone calls and then see y'all tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm back. Hopefully, cross fingers. I'm back. I'm going to be posting more content. And yeah, let's get these deals done. And yeah, see y'all tomorrow.